NBA 2K gameplay released today, and I wanted to highlight all the new badges, takeovers, defensive and offensive mechanics, and new features that are going to affect the center position this year in NBA 2K27. Be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on everything center related when NBA 2K27 releases August 26th now instead of August 28th. Stay tuned in because I'll be dropping my day one build on the new 2K HQ app so you can see my build early before release. Now jumping into a new feature for centers in really every position is the ability to replicate your favorite WNBA center. So will all my Brittany Griner fans please stand up? But in all seriousness, my park center may come out looking like Angel Reese day one, me bounding everything. The next new feature centers will be able to use is the step through and up and under. I'm not gonna lie, from some of the gameplay I watched today, the step through animations looked really good and they were only the default play now ones. If anyone finds a step through or up and under animation that creates a ton of space, it could get real glitchy for centers for how tall and long their swing spans are. Imagine a 7'4" just stepping through on you and you can't contest anything they put up. That's gonna get real crazy this year. We'll see if they're actually viable though, because they kind of remind me of the post go-to moves in 2K26 and those were awful, so we'll just have to see how those go. This next feature centers will be able to use is this dribble customization system, where it basically separates all your dribble moves, and I mean all of them, into individual packages, and you can customize each package combining certain NBA player dribble moves with other ones. With all the cool new dribble moves they gave centers that were very effective in NBA 2K26, such as the Pro Cross, the Giannis Cross, the Hop Back, and the Pro Step Back, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting more usable, effective center dribble animations in 2K27. This next offensive feature centers will be using is the dynamic layup engine. Essentially, if you have a high finishing rating, you'll be able to drive to the basket, attempt to finish a dunk or layup, and your player will maneuver mid-air and contort his body and make an acrobatic layup with ease. And from the looks of the gameplay, this is looking super OP this year. But one thing I did like about it, most of the gameplay I saw today, the center always finished over the PG around the paint, which I absolutely love, because in NBA 2K26, a 6'4" PG could rotate to the hoop and stop a center meter dunking at the rim. It was nice to see centers bang out on guards, and I also couldn't tell if it was because it was on rookie, so we'll just have to see. The next new offensive feature centers will be able to use are advanced layups. They're basically gathers and finishes like hop steps and euro steps and spins, now separate components rather than preset animations. The system uses real-time logic to pair gathers and finishes based on actual matchup and on-court situation results in unique animation combinations and realistic outcomes, such as easy blow-bys by weak defenders or getting jammed up by elite ones. Now moving on to every center's favorite mechanic, the driving dunk meter. Basically in NBA 2K27, every single dunk has to be with the right stick. If you're not using the right stick, you won't get a dunk. You can't dunk with X anymore. In NBA 2K26, the dunk meter didn't always reflect what happened mid-air. Even when a dunker beat the defender who was in tight coverage at takeoff for an open look at the rim, there would be no green meter. So it sounds like in NBA 2K27, when you pull your right stick down and you get that animation where you just blow past the defender at takeoff, even though the defender's in front of you, the meter will adjust and it will be green because he's no longer in front of you when you're in midair. So if you ask me, it sounds like slashing's going to be back. It sounds like this dunk meter is going to be looking pretty good in combination with the new layup system, the new dynamic system where you're going to be able to contort your body midair if somebody's there. It sounds like slashing's back, and you might want to protect the paint this year. I mean, just look at these clips. I'm not sure if it's on rookie or not, but Giannis is just banging out on a 7'4" Zach Edey. The next new feature centers will be able to use is the upgraded rhythm shooting. Sadly, rhythm shooting is returning in NBA 2K27, but it won't be exactly the same. In 2K26, you only had to time the tempo. You didn't have to time the green window or anything like that, so you could just be kind of brain dead about it and make the shot. At least this year in 2K27, you have to time the tempo and the actual timing of the jump shot. Now, Mike Wayne did make a tweet recently saying he did try and make tempo comparable to X, meaning that tempo won't have a crazy advantage like it did this year in NBA 2K26 as far as statistical make rates. He said that it's going to be more in line with X button, so that's actually a good thing about NBA 2K26 shooting next year. Now moving on to new defensive mechanics, NBA 2K27 has been redesigned to give on-ball lockdowns and interior paint protectors, meaning power forwards and centers, the physical answers needed to shut down explosive offenses. After reading this and watching the gameplay today, my presumption would be interior defensive attributes may be needed on your center this year in order to get stops at the rim when you swing to the paint, because slashing is looking so OP, so that interior is looking like it's its counter the way they're trying to describe it, but we won't actually know till we get in the paint ourselves and get banged on or not. The next defensive mechanic centers will get to use is the new hands up defense and shot contest. Basically, with your right stick, if you point it up, you'll get a more aggressive contest at the shot or layup, but if you point your right stick down, you'll still get a hands up, but it'll be a lot more conservative, it won't be aggressive, and you won't be trying to get a foul. And if you want to take it to the next level and get a more aggressive contest, you can use your traditional block button, which will throw your player at the offensive player, trying to contest the shot as best as possible. Most of the time in 5v5 Pro-Am, you're guarding the corner, and sometimes these power forwards can be pretty offensive, at least in the last 2K. So having this new feature to be able to aggressively contest no-dip shots out the corner will be super helpful on center. And for the last feature, but certainly not least, NBA 2K27 introduces a revamped takeover system built around 5 disciplines: shooting, finishing, playmaking, defense, and rebounding. You can unlock and equip a different takeover ability for each of these 5. Each discipline is tracked independently throughout the course of the game via dedicated meters in the HUD. These meters go up and down based on your real-time performance in the game. If you're cold from the field shooting, then your ratings will go down for that. If you're anchoring the paint efficiently, your defensive meters will go up for that. The tier scales across 6 levels: frozen, cold, neutral, warm, hot, and takeover. Once you reach the takeover level, that's when you unlock your actual takeover ability. This system means you could be even hot in 2 categories or 3 categories simultaneously. If you're breaking ankles, dishing out assists, or getting rebounds and hitting a bunch of threes, your takeover meter will be very high at the same time in those categories. But when it's maxed out, that's when your takeover ability starts and you've reached your max potential. For the shooting takeover options, we're looking at shot artist, calibrated, zip code, and default. Now, based off of reading all these, centers are probably going to be going calibrated or zip code. Those seem to be the most efficient ones. Now, looking at the finishing takeovers for center, you have inside touch, navigator, detonator, airspace, paint surgeon, and default. And after reading all of these, it's looking like I'm going to be going with either detonator or airspace, or if we find out post scoring is super OP, then I might be throwing on paint surgeon there for my finishing take. Some of the available playmaking takeovers for centers next year will be Blur, Cook, and Dishmaster. Now, I don't know if these are going to be based off any ratings or not, but the ones I would use are either Dishmaster, which was super OP last year in 2K26, or if centers are even allowed to get Blur, that might look crazy with a high speed with ball. Now looking at the defensive takeovers for centers, they're showing Glue, Hawk, and Rim Guardian. Probably the only one I would show on that makes the most sense for centers is Rim Guardian here. Now looking at the rebounding takeovers for centers, you got Demolition, Muscle, Second Chance, and See the Future. My favorite here, the one I'll probably be using, is Muscle to be able to win successful box outs and rebounds. And at last, you got your new badges. There'll be 19 new badges to use. A few of them specifically catered towards centers. 2K demoed 3 new ones here for us right here, being Pace, Wall Up, and Flash. And I'm not gonna lie, there's 2 here that centers might be able to use: Wall Up and Flash. Those might be super crucial this year to playing defense and movement up and down the court. Now, if you enjoyed this little breakdown that I did for centers for 2K27, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and stay tuned for more center content down the road.